Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 10 questions and a glass of champagne with Florin. Today, we have with us our guest is Kyle Dana. He's the director of marketing of Digistore, right, Kyle? Welcome.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for having me. As you know, I won't be drinking champagne today. It'll be water today, but in Milan, we'll definitely have some champagne together.
Exactly. Neither do I because I need to drive back home, but I have this prepared and some other bottles for all of you guys, which been with us at the podcast until now. So yeah, we will definitely have a glass of champagne at the event. Until then, let me introduce myself as well. I'm Florin. For who doesn't know me, I'm the CEO of Traffic Manager and co-organizer of the Affiliate Expo conference in Milan since last year. And yeah, welcome back to our podcast. Today, we will have basically the same format we had until now. Without losing too much time, I need to describe you, Dana, what will be on the other side of the screen for you. Basically, we have gathered like 20 questions from our public. Some of them we have come up with them. Some of them our public did. And we will paste all these questions inside a tool we have here. And randomly, this tool will take out one question at the time, sorry. And you will have 180 seconds to reply to each question. And
Sounds
we have
good.
a timer.
Sounds
If
good.
I consider that this question, a specific question, deserves a little bit more attention, I will tell you that you have an extra minute. But that will be all. Don't
Perfect.
worry. People usually start like in a rush because they think that there is not enough time. Here is. It's just a way to not, deviate too much from the subject because usually podcasts arrive at around 1 hour and a half. Our medium is around 35 to 40 minutes. So I think we want to just squeeze the juice for our public. Okay, so tell me when you're ready and we will start.
Yeah, let's do it.
You want to introduce yourself first, maybe?
Yeah, sure. I mean, like you mentioned, I'm head of marketing at Digistore 24. Digistore 24, it's the largest international affiliate marketplace in the world. So we connect, offer owners with affiliates. And then I also do a lot of email list management. So between me and my partners, we work with most of the big Nutra offer owners, advertisers to help them make a lot more money with their email marketing. So yeah, definitely excited to talk more about that in Milan for sure and teach people how to,
Exactly.
do better email marketing.
Exactly. So basically, Kyle accepted our invite to come and share with us his knowledge about email marketing and how affiliates could leverage this. I would say skill because it's not something you just can do by watching a YouTube video. But of course, it's a good way to start studying. And I know that you have a lot of experience in that. And thank you again for coming to Milan. And yeah, looking forward to that. I will be one of the guys in the public for sure. So let's
Sure.
start with our questions. First question. Name 3 books that drastically changed your business mindset and explain how.
So actually, reading isn't something I'm great at now. It's actually been a goal for the last 3 years. I always say I want to read 3 books a quarter. Um, so I actually have my bookcase across. So I don't remember the title. So I'm looking now.
You're
One I
allowed to
believe.
do that.
Yeah, I mean, one I believe it's called. Sorry if I'm swearing, but it's called "Unfuck Yourself."
Okay.
And it was really like a mindset book that was huge for me. Like, for example, I always said, I don't know, I want to have 6-pack abs or I want to be a millionaire by the time I'm 30. And one thing it taught me is if you're not actually willing to do what it takes to achieve that goal, you don't actually want that. And you shouldn't be putting attention towards that because you're not actually willing to do that. So I know that was one big lesson that really stuck with me because sometimes I'm like, I love food. I shouldn't be worrying about 6-pack because I'm never actually gonna get it. So stop worrying about that, for example. Um, yeah, the Shoe Dog, which is the story of the founder of Nike,
Okay.
was definitely a book I recommend. It's incredible by Phil Knight. In general, it was just crazy inspiring. Like, definitely made me feel that I can do a lot more than I've done, just because his story, went through so many obstacles, so many challenges. And so, yeah, definitely that's an amazing one. And a book that I'm reading now, I forget the name offhand, but basically he interviewed tons of the top marketing experts, business entrepreneurs, CEOs, billionaires, and basically he combined all of their best traits and all the lessons he learns through these hundreds of interviews. I forget what it's called, to be honest, but it's just really cool to hear about all these successful people, what they have in common, basically. And they just give really cool tips of like, um, one tip for me was like, we only have so much energy that we can use in a day, especially mental energy. So they were kind of talking about automate the little things so that you're using, let's say, your energy tank for the most important things in your day. So that's why, let's say, Steve Jobs, he always wore a black t-shirt because he took away the thought of, oh, what am I going to wear today? Because that takes away some of your energy, for example. So I forget the book, but I've read maybe 3 or 4 chapters, and I'm like, wow, there's like so many times I'm like writing notes and folding pages so I can come back to it. So maybe we'll get the book title and add it in, let's say, the show notes or the YouTube description. But yeah,
I will
reading is
definitely-
something in general I think is critical for success, but I definitely could be reading more, to be honest.
Nice. Really great answers. Thank you for that. I myself also challenge. I also challenge myself to read a little bit more. Wait, little bit more. Right
Yeah,
now, I am focused on writing my book. Actually, well, it's almost done. So we will also publish it in Digistore 24 at when the time will arrive. And so I don't have time to read anymore because I need time to edit and do all the stuff to release this book until the affiliate expo because I want to have it ready. But
yeah,
it definitely changed my life as well since I started reading like 5 years ago. Until then,
yes,
I completely lost so many of those important lessons that you can take out of this knowledge, all these people, successful people. So I totally agree with you. And by
yeah,
the way, these two books that you mentioned, I never heard of them, but I will look them up for sure because you made me curious, especially the first one, the one with
yeah.
the bad word.
Yeah. And honestly, the first one's a very short book, so it's a very easy read. Like you'll breeze by it in like a week, I would say. Yeah,
Perfect. I will go for that.
yeah.
Next question. Who is your favorite billionaire personality and why?
Oh, that's a really good question. Uh, First person I think that comes to mind is Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I'm a big sports guy. I'm also a huge sneakerhead. Probably have 100 sneakers, and of course, Michael Jordan's the king of that. So, uh, I mean, that's first why his name comes up. But I think if you know Michael Jordan, I don't know if you've seen his documentary that
No.
was on Netflix. Oh, it's incredible. It came out, I think, 3 years ago. And he's just like the most competitive person I've ever seen in my life. Um,
I
Probably
think
too
he was
competitive.
refused. I think he was refused by many teams before he becomes a legend, right?
Um, I think earlier on before the
Yeah, earlier
NBA.
in the beginning of his career, he was refused
Yeah,
by many teams. I think I read something about him, but I
yeah,
didn't saw the documentary.
yeah, and he's just like insanely competitive, and he would get so fueled up by like whenever the competition was, talking bad about him or saying things, he would just show up and just absolutely destroy them and dominate them. So I think it's just, yeah, I think competitiveness is a very good trait to have, and always wanting to perform and always wanting to become better and beat the competition. So I would say, yeah, that's another reason why, like, if you watch the documentary, like you'll be blown away. Like he's just that kind of competitive level is like he's on another planet compared to anyone else. So yeah, I would probably say, yeah, Michael Jordan.
Aliens. But is he a billionaire though? Because I didn't know that.
It's funny. I was gonna check that up to make sure. I mean, I'm sure he is. Let's see. Let me Google fast.
You still have 1 minute and something. So yeah.
Yeah. 3.2 billion.
Oh, only
Yeah.
3.2.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, really interesting. I will check out the documentary for sure, man. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing. Next one. What are you expecting from the Affiliate Expo conference in Milan? And since you never visited before, I know Francis did, but you didn't. I just want you to share what are you expecting from, and what was the first impression you had from us until now?
Yeah. Um, I mean, one thing that I'm really excited is that generally, I mean, I'm traveling to all of the conferences, especially the US ones, and you see the same people all the time. You hear about the same strategies. Everyone's doing the same thing. So I'm very excited to come to Affiliate Expo in Milan because I feel like I'm going to get introduced to a different audience, a different crowd, maybe different strategies. So I'm very, very excited about that. Also, from what I see and what I like from you is even though there's going to be a lot of people in attendance, I feel like it's a bit more of an intimate conference, or at least that's what I'm expecting. Even though there's going to be, over 2,000 people, it's a bit more of an intimate conference. So I think that's something that I'm kind of looking forward to. Um, but yeah, I'm really excited to hear about like what strategies are working for people, let's say on your side of the world, because I think it's quite different, to be honest, sometimes to the way we do marketing in the US and vice versa. Like I know in Europe, a lot of people don't do email versus US, it's, a main marketing channel. So yeah, very excited for that. And then, I'm a huge food guy, so I can't wait to just be in Milan and Italy and have all the good pasta and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, since connecting with you, I feel like we've always had a good vibe and good energy, and I see that you're always putting out great stuff. So I'm sure the conference is going to be, yeah, super awesome. So I'm excited.
Yeah, and you will get the cherry of the cake because we have also every year we are holding a mastermind for media buyers. So in Europe, most of the people, especially in Italy, actually Italy I think is the biggest country with media buyers in the world because
Oh
most
wow.
of the affiliate marketing in Italy is done through media buying. Many
Okay.
people don't know that. So, for example, in Romania, most of the people they just build blogs, SEO, comparison websites, stuff like that. In Italy, 90% is media buying. So you can learn a lot of stuff from the Italians, and we will have a really really great mastermind, and that will be on the first day. So don't miss it out.
Yeah, that's especially great because I know right now in the paid media world, there's a lot of challenges, super high cost tracking issues. Meta's cracking down on AI usage and even the Nutra space, which I'm heavily involved in. So yeah, it'd definitely be cool to hear different insights and stuff for sure.
You will, you will. Thank you for that. Next one. What's one thing that had impressed you the most in the past 10 years?
Oh, these
One
are
thing.
these are yeah, these are pretty good questions. Oh wow, that's a tough one. Let me think. There's a lot of things in the past 10 years that haven't impressed me in terms of where the world is going. But in terms of what impressed me, I
It can be
mean,
whatever, industry related, personal life, doesn't matter.
yeah, I mean, I think just the way how fast technology is evolving, like now we have, with Tesla self-driving cars, I think like I didn't really expect to see that. And now it's becoming more and more common. Like in the States, you see so many Teslas. So I think just technology in general, I feel like compared to 10 years ago to now is insane. Whether it's self-driving cars or like the video games now compared to before, like it's pretty crazy. But yeah, the self-driving car I think is something I'm impressed but very scared about at the same time. Personally, I think I'm always gonna, be the one driving the car and not be on my phone on TikTok while the car is driving itself. But yeah, I feel like that's the first thing that comes to mind. But it's actually a very good question.
It saved a lot of lives though. I think I saw a podcast with Elon Musk. At a certain point, he was like kind of he received some criticism regarding the fact that
Yeah,
these self-driving modules were I think provoked a few accidents in the United States.
yeah, for sure, you're
But
right.
in the same time, he came up and said, "Okay, but why are you guys not mentioning all the lives we saved?
Yeah,
Like people going on a bicycle when the car is just lose controls, the car just brakes and turns. It doesn't hit the bicycle, the people on bicycles, or like doesn't crash in other cars. It just stops in a safe way. If you take if you some people just drive, they drink whatever, and if you go to sleep on and fall to sleep, sorry, on while you're driving, that car is just stopping.
yeah,
So
it's true.
he
Yeah,
said exactly this. I mean, you guys should take it into the consideration the other part, the good stuff we're doing, because of course, as any technology, everything needs to be fixed and it needs to be improved. And yeah, I
yes,
think it's very cool as well.
yeah, for sure.
Okay, next one. Top three. What are the top three must-have personality traits to succeed in this business?
Yeah, that's a good question. Referencing the book I'm reading, there's probably 25 traits, let's say. But I'd say three traits, let's say in our industry. I think one thing, it's cheesy, but like I feel like you need to be hardworking. You always have to be looking to innovate and want to get better. I grew up playing sports my whole life, and there was a big saying that hard work will beat skill any day. And I think there's always someone who's maybe working harder than you that you're competing with. So I think hardworking is very, very important, even though it's kind of cheesy. I definitely think hard work is key. Um, I'd say even though you don't necessarily need this trait, I think it's very important to be good when it comes to dealing with people, networking, building relationships. I think especially in our industry, people really love to do business with people they have relationships with, that they know, that they like, that they trust. So honestly, for me, like networking and building relationships has easily doubled my business since I started focusing a lot on that. So I would say that's definitely the second thing. And maybe third is being really analytical. And if you're not analytical, having a partner that is. I feel like I've done so many A/B tests where I'm like, oh, for sure, A is obviously going to win and B ends up winning. So I think it's just being able to have that analytical brain, know what data to look at, know how to look at the data, because the most dangerous thing is looking at the wrong data or interpreting it in the wrong way. So I think it's really, really important to be very focused on numbers, on data, because that never lies. And I think it's really critical, especially if you want to scale, to like always be looking at the numbers on a daily basis, know how you're performing, and know how to interpret that data and pull insights from it. So yeah, I could probably give 25 traits, but I guess those are the three that come to mind.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for sharing. Really, really interesting. Next one. Well, describe in three words the Affiliate Expo conference. Just the first three words that comes to your mind.
Uh, I mean, Italy, Italy for sure comes to mind. Uh, Again, I don't know why I'm thinking of the word intimate, but I feel like there's going to be a nice intimacy to it, where like people want to be there to speak with each other, to network, to kind of help each other out. Whereas I find sometimes big conferences are just too many people, and it's kind of hard to do that. Uh, and the third word, I would say, I don't know, I'm thinking of creativity, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of cool creative strategies that people are going to teach about, talk about. And so I'm kind of interested to, hear about new ways or different ways that people are doing things that maybe I'm not, uh, knowing of right now. But yeah, it's hard to answer, of course, since I haven't been yet. But we could revisit this question after Affiliate Expo Milan, and maybe I'll have a different answer.
I will definitely ask you at the end of the event. I like constructive criticism. So for
Yeah,
me,
for sure.
when someone comes and says something which is a critic, I take it always. I try to always to take it constructively. So I
Yeah,
always go and ask for feedback to the people, and I always go and ask them to be honest. Like, guys, be blunt, honest. Like, what's
yeah,
happening? Please tell me, because like this, if you are with me, if you are honest with me, I know what to change. If you are
for sure.
not, I will remain in my, you know, in my bubble, a
Yeah,
perfect
yeah,
bubble of. So yeah, thank you for that, and for sure I will come back with this question to you at the VIP gathering we will have on the 8th, which will be the last event dedicated to VIPs. That will be really intimate,
yeah.
and we will do it on the Lake Maggiore, which is near Lake Como.
Oh wow,
It's a really, really picturesque area of around Milan. You will love it. Basically, we have a nice view over the Alps. All this kind of stuff is nice. You will see it. I don't want to
nice.
ruin the surprise. Next one. What's your favorite place in the world to live in, and why?
Yeah, so I've actually always lived in Montreal, but to be honest, I'm a huge, huge, huge fan of my city for a few reasons. So Montreal is, we're in Canada, of course, but we're actually the most European North American city. So there's very European vibes in terms of the city is very beautiful. There's a huge coffee culture, huge food culture. We have You can eat in a different restaurant every day for 17 years. There's that many restaurants. So the food is incredible. Um, the people are, I find, a lot more chill than some big cities. Like if you go up to someone on the street and ask them a question, they're not going to blow you off. So I would definitely say Montreal. However, we're also probably one of the most corrupt cities when it comes to governments. So that's a downside. Um, but I guess I could also say, in terms of some cities I visited where I can see myself living, I really loved Lisbon in
Mm.
Portugal. Lisbon was like, I found the vibe, the just like the design of the city. There's like a really cool artsy feel. And I really love Tokyo, Japan. I definitely think it'd be cool to live in Tokyo for a bit, but that would be a big move. So we'll see. But Tokyo, the culture, the people, the food, like, and there's just so much, like, I feel like there's so much opportunity to do crazy things. Like Japanese people, they're so passionate about what they do, and so you see such interesting things because people will just become obsessed with like. I saw one guy, he does 300 cafe like latte art a day, so he can make like your dog in like 3D latte art in 2 minutes. So it's like, I don't know, there's just very interesting things. So yeah, I think one day that would be a goal of mine. But yeah, Montreal is definitely a pretty great place to live, except for the corruption and the winters, of course.
Yeah. I never know that Montreal has so many restaurants. I mean, I
Yeah.
never. It's the first time I hear it. About the coffee, we will speak after you come to Italy. Have you ever been in Italy?
Yeah, it's been a while. And what's funny is I didn't drink coffee then, so I'm
Oh
excited
my
to have,
God,
yeah,
you
good
lost
good
half of
Italian
the
coffee.
experience. Half of the experience are in the old family bars, which
Yeah,
they sell coffee to the espresso machine. So I will take you in
yeah,
one
for sure.
near the conference where I used to drink it. So it's amazing. Not the machine one, like the old
Yeah, yeah,
classic
proper.
espresso bar. Okay. And by the way, these kind of bars are not even so renowned because the people in Italy, before going to work, the tradition, this is a kind of a tradition. It's like
Yeah,
not even a tradition. This is just part of their daily routine.
yeah,
They go to the bar, pay like 80 cents or €1 for a coffee, and they take also like something, a pastry, a small pastry.
yeah,
People just drink the coffee at the desk and they just leave. They don't sit and it's like a shot of espresso. Boom, the
yeah,
pastry. Maybe they also buy a scratch card
yeah.
sometimes, and then they leave to work. So it's really interesting.
That's cool.
Okay, do you think it is important to attend industry conferences? If yes, why? You kind of replied to that, but I will let you
Yeah,
develop more.
yeah, I would say 1,000,000%. Uh, I was a bit late to joining conferences. I started in 2019. And
Oh,
literally by going to that first conference, I doubled my business overnight. So I think, yeah, you need to be going to these conferences, not only to learn like and go see speakers and go to masterminds and stuff like that, but really I go for the relationship building. Um, I have so many people now in the industry that I consider like best friend or family, uh, which is amazing. But yeah, in terms of business, I feel like I'm able to get a new email client every time I go to these events because you're meeting new people or you're catching up with someone that maybe, it took a few times to hang out with them before they're finally going to work with you. So I feel like sometimes you need to see them at a few events, hang out a few times before you work with them. But yeah, just so incredible to, get time to hang out with your best clients, your best partners, also meet new potential clients, all while having a great time. So yeah, I'm definitely a huge advocate of conferences. Um, and I guess even though this isn't really asked, one tip I would give, because I see whenever people go to conferences, they're always like, "Oh, I need to go meet with these 5 people because I can work with them right now, and I think they could bring me a lot of success." It's cool to pinpoint important people of interest, but for me, I try and really make relationships with anyone that I meet because at the end of the day, you never know. Maybe they have, or like, let's say I'm looking for an affiliate. Maybe they can refer me to affiliates, or maybe one day in the future they become an affiliate. I've definitely had that happen. So I think it's like if you're in a room, like just go speak with everyone, because you never know either if you can work with them now, or maybe again they have a network, they can introduce you to people, or maybe one day they're going to change roles, and then you guys can work together. So I think it's important to just speak with everyone, because yeah, there's so many opportunities from these conferences that I find just randomly comes up.
Totally agree. And I always try to connect with people, not just grab a business card and leave.
Yeah.
That's stupid. Connect with people,
Exactly.
have a drink, have a chat, ask more, ask about his personal life, and that will be, I mean,
Yeah.
try to connect. When you feel that is synergy, go for it.
Yeah. I feel like I probably talk about personal things 95% of the time when I meet people at conferences. And then it's like, oh, damn, like, I really like you. Like, we need to find a way to like work together because we have all these things in common and stuff. So, yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Nice, nice, nice. Thank you for sharing, and I agree with you as well. Next one. What is the best decision you ever made in your life, and why?
Uh, I'd say on a personal one, adopting my dog for sure was the biggest game changer in my life. Like, nothing makes me smile more than my dog, and I'd probably give up every cent I have just to be with my dog. And in terms of business, I would say honestly, coming into this industry, I worked about 10 years before coming in the direct response affiliate marketing world. And I'm very, very, very happy that I came in this space because, like I said, I've made new best friends. I've made new people I consider family. And of course, there's a lot of money to be made in this industry as well. I've been able to travel the world because of this industry. So I would say on a business side, yeah, coming into the affiliate marketing industry, I mean, being able to work right now from my couch, with my dog like next to me is very grateful for that as well. So
Is the
yeah,
dog near you? You have it. You have it there. The dog.
she's in my bedroom right now. I told her
Ah,
I'm
she's
doing a
sleeping.
podcast, so be quiet.
I have a dog as well. I have a Dachshund.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I have
Yeah,
a pretty big dog, so luckily right now she's behaving.
nice. Thank you. Really, really. Anyway, it's really emotional the fact that you have adopted it, and most of the people just buy it from somewhere. And I also plan to adopt because this one I received it as a gift from a friend, and I
Oh,
took it because I didn't want to buy dogs anymore. I did it in the past. As I said, I don't want to buy them anymore. If you want a dog, we will just adopt one. This
yeah,
was a gift from a friend, and I said the next one I want to adopt because there are so many poor souls over there which are craving for someone to love because that's just pure love. They
yeah,
don't have they have just feelings, sincere feelings. If they want to be, excuse the word, a dick with you, they will be a dick with you. They don't want to hide it. They will be just like that. The
yeah,
love is sincere, nothing hidden on any side. So,
yeah. It's incredible. Yeah, my dog is a rescue. She was from Lebanon, found almost
oh,
dead when they found her. So
oh
it's
my god.
yeah, the love that you get from them is yeah. One day, hopefully, I find a girl who gives me 50% of the love that my dog gives me.
You will, my brother. You will. Just be patient. We will talk about this later.
Yeah.
I have some advices there. Okay, next one. What's the biggest challenge that the industry is facing at the moment, in your opinion?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I kind of touched on a little bit before. A lot of people's main traffic source is paid media. So a lot of the biggest super affiliates we work with are doing paid media, and a lot of the big advertisers, offer owners, it's a big part of their traffic. And now I'm seeing that there's a lot of challenges with, let's say, Meta cracking down on AI, or uh, Meta cracking down on aggressive VSL kind of offers and things like that. There's a lot of tracking issues. CPMs are high, so I noticed that a lot of people's performance now is really down in terms of sales, getting customers and stuff like that. Um, and another thing that I've seen as well is that people saw the money that you can make with, let's say, VSL offers. And so they just thought that, oh, they can just, copy everyone else's offers and they'll be able to make a bunch of money really quick. It's a huge thing now is there's nothing really new in the industry. Everyone's just kind of copying each other. And so the market is just very, very saturated. Um, And I think it's kind of a good thing because it's making people become good marketers again, or come up with really great products and offers. But yeah, a big thing now is pretty much across the board, more on the offer owner side. Performance is really down because of these different challenges with some of these different ad platforms. And also just, yeah, people getting lazy and thinking, it's easy to just copy someone and make money, when in hindsight, yeah, it's definitely not the case anymore. On the email marketing side, I'm sure you've heard, Gmail made some big updates this year. And so they're also making it harder and harder to inbox. A lot of what they ask you to do, you should have been doing already. Like, they ask you to make it easy to unsubscribe. They want you to fall below a certain complaint rate. They want to make sure your everything is authenticated properly. But email marketing every year gets harder and harder and harder and harder. So definitely keeps me on my toes, and definitely, pushes us to be great email marketers. But yeah, the industry, I think in general, it's harder than, let's say, it was in 2017 or 2010 or even 2019. So yeah, I kind of like that challenge at the same time, where regardless if you're doing paid ads, if you're doing email marketing, if you're coming up with an offer, you have to, yeah, push the boundaries of marketing and become a better marketer, let's say.
This reminds me a lot when on the times when I was doing SEO at the beginning of my journey in this industry.
Yeah,
It was the same. I mean, I basically I started when you were building links using directories, and it
yeah,
was like you could do like keyword stuffing and stuff like that. And then
yes,
Google Panda came. Panda was the update which throw like blown up 99% of my websites, and I had at that time like 30 or 40, which I needed to just throw away, and I
yeah,
needed to reinvent myself. And then another update after 3 years, I needed to reinvent myself. And at the end, I think it's a game of surviving, adapting, and overcoming. And
yeah,
that's actually one of the mottos of my life. And I think also
yes,
the American Marine has it: adapt and improvise and adapt and overcome.
yeah,
U.S. Marines. Uh, and at the end, it's like a surviving game. I mean, the guys which work more, the most, the guys which study the most, the guys which are building the best products and the most the high quality ones, those are the ones which will make the big bucks at the end. And
yeah, for
I
sure.
think that the market needs to clean, because at the end, come on, even with email marketing, how many trash was pushed through email marketing? I mean, if
Yeah,
you think about it, I don't think I ever mentioned it. Have you ever heard about the name Alan Ralsky?
no, I don't think so.
So this guy, if you Google it, he was a client of mine. He's dead now. God rest his soul. If you Google him, he was arrested by the FBI, I think 20 years ago. He was the first email spammer in the world.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was taken by the FBI from his house. He was a client of ours from Traffic Manager. After, I mean, he of course did his time in jail, whatever. He went up and he started a business with Nutra, and then he came across our platform. He started to be a client. Like this was like 6 years ago, I think, and they had like a CBD product, and I sit with this guy like for hours. He was 70 something, and he was telling me how he was doing email marketing at that time when no one was doing it. He was making like crazy amounts of money until the FBI took him from his
Oh,
house.
damn.
But yeah, I mean, this market needs to be regulated, because we don't like to receive spam in our emails neither. So,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
yeah, I understand, even for same for email marketing is and for the media buying. The
Yeah,
problem is that when these updates happen, also the good guys are hit. So
yeah, yeah, for
totally
sure.
agree. Next one. Oh, we're done actually.
Huh. We were
Same
quick. I
question.
was I was efficient.
It was efficient. Actually, we have like, I think, 35 minutes or so. So you are in graphic.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's again. Sorry. I scrolled too much. Yeah, here the dates of the event. I can put them in first screen. Um, what can I say now? Kyle, again, thank you for joining us. Any last, let's say, advices we want to give to our followers?
No, I mean, I'd say if you're watching this and you don't have your ticket booked yet or you're on the fence, hopefully you listen to at least my perspective of how important events like this are. I truly think if you're not going to events now, this is the easiest way to 2x your business, 5x your business, honestly. And I mean, worst case, you're in Milan, you get to hang out with us. So yeah, definitely, if you're on the fence, I would say get your ticket because I have no doubt it's going to be worth it between the networking, the masterminds, the speakers. You're going to get way, way, way positive ROI on the cost of the ticket for sure.
And by the way, there is also a discount code associated with you guys, the Digistore, which is Digistore 10, that the audience can use to save 10% on the ticket pricing. I mean, come on, guys, it's just 150 euro the ticket right now. It's still in early bird, as you can see. Time is ticking. Anyway,
Yes.
jokes apart, we would enjoy to have more quality people at the event. We saw that last year. A lot of people from outside, from abroad, came in. They really like the event. They really like the intimacy that you spoke about. The fact that they really succeeded to connect with people that usually don't meet at the other events, not because these guys are not going there, just because the other events are really too big. It's
Yeah.
not bad to go to a really big event, but to network, especially if you are at the beginning, you should start with the smaller ones.
Yeah.
Because I mean, this is how I started as well. I was going to events with 200-300 people just to meet a few guys that can intro me into the bigger events, to other people, into other people. It's like a snowball which needs to be uh,
Yes.
you know which becomes bigger and bigger with
Yeah.
uh, uh, as 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 many industry events you visit, the bigger the snowball will become of your connections, of course.
For sure.
Thank you again for accepting our invite, Kyle, for being a speaker, and also for the podcast, guys. For the ones which are still with us right now, please follow us, subscribe to our channel, like our video if you liked it. I hope you did. And hopefully, I will see you guys in Milan. If someone with you will come, just pass by, find me, find Carl, find all the other speakers, and drop us like hello, simply hello, and we will take it from there because we are most experienced. Even if you guys are a little bit shyer, we will do the rest. Don't worry. Just come and say hello. Shake the hand. That's the first step.
Cool. Thanks so much.
Okay.
Cheers.
Have a good one.